Do you want to lose your job, bitch?
Nigga, I don't give a fuck about this job. You need to get the fuck out. Leave, bounce, go.
Well, howdy do. Howdy day. It's Tay. I'm just playing. How y'all doing? I hope you're doing fine on this Friday evening. And you might be wondering why the mic is on the side of my head. Because I hate it on my shirt. I really do. I hope y'all doing lovely though. You could probably tell by the beginning of this episode what movie we're talking about, but I just want to say if you're still following me, still watching these videos, I want to thank you, darling. I do. But as you know, this is episode 4 of the Movie Break podcast. This is where we take a movie, we break a movie, and we give our honest opinion on it. Okay. Episode 1 was about Kimba. If you haven't watched that, you can literally click on the playlist and just watch all 4 of them. And then tell a friend to watch it, baby. And share. But anyway, episode 1 was about Kimba. Episode 2 was about Hello. Episode 3 was about Mia Copel. And like I said, if you've seen the beginning of the clip, you know episode 4 is about Divorced in the Black. So, I took some notes. Okay. And forgive me, I'm going to pause this real quick because I got to make sure this camera is looking at the right person. I'll be right back.
Aren't you glad to see me?
No, how did you get in the house? I changed all the locks, Dallas.
Can't no lock to stop me from getting in my damn house.
No.
That just had to make sure. I'm using my iPhone 14 to record this. So, because I ain't got no money to be wasting. I've got a Rebel T7 camera, but either I don't know what I'm doing or I don't have the right lenses because the video footage doesn't come out right for me. So until I learn how to use that appropriately, until I have the right lenses, I'm just not going to use it. But anyway, like I said, today's episode is about Divorced in the Black. And we're going to start off by, as I like to do, introduce the characters to you guys. So, as we all know, Miss Megan Good, who played Ava, Mr. Corey Hardrick, plays Dallas. Richard Lawson, who's Ava's father in the movie, is playing Mr. Preacher Clarence. Miss Debbie Morgan, who is also Ava's mother in the movie, is her name is Jean. Then we have Rona, who is the wife of Jim, which is Ava's friend. Rona, her name is Taylor. I think it's Polidor. Forgive me if I said it wrong. And then we have Jim, who is the husband of Rona. His name is Shannon Wallace. And then we have Ursula Robinson playing Linda, who is Dallas's mother. And then we have Rakeem Laws, who plays Keith, which is Dallas's brother. And then we have Barry Williams Jr., who plays Morris, which is Dallas's second oldest brother. And then we have Jeffrey Creighton, who plays Troy, which is also Dallas's brother. And then, of course, the deceased man in the casket. Yes, there's a deceased man in the casket in this movie. You'll see that in a clip somewhere randomly in this episode. I'll throw it in there. His name is Corey in the movie. I don't remember what his name was. I can look it up real quick. Hold on. Give me just a second. We gonna see, cause I don't like leaving people out. And while I'm looking this up, I'm gonna put a clip of the movie somewhere in here, just for shits and giggles.
Get Cody. Get him.
I don't know if they even put his name in here.
Back up, just let him go. Let him go.
Miss Linda.
Who was the deceased man in the casket? Okay, so, the deceased brother in the casket. I don't know. We just don't. I don't know what his name is. His name was Cody in the movie. So if anyone knows who Cody is, cause I can't find it. I can't find the brother's name.
I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
We didn't see his face anyway. We just seen a body. So I don't even know if it was a real person or not. It might have been a doll or a fake person. I don't know. But anyway, that's Dallas's brother. Then we got Benji, who was played by Joseph Lee Anderson. And Mr. Anderson, from my understanding, is from Kansas City, Kansas, which is where I'm from. So, we out here trying to make a name for ourselves. We trying to do big things. But as I like to do, I always put the pictures up. So you should have seen the pictures of each character as I discuss their names. Now, running it back, if you're not sure who Miss Megan Good is based off her picture, she has been in countless films since she was young, TV shows, and so forth. One of the things that always comes to mind when I think of Megan Good was her small role in Friday when she was like, "Man, I hate him."
Mama.
Probably the funniest thing that I'm sorry. It just every time I think of Megan Good, that comes to mind. Now, granted, she's been in several different things, several different films. Same thing with Mr. Corey Hardick. He's been in countless films himself, TV shows, what have you. I think one of the underrated films for him, I would have to say, is Brotherly Love. Very good movie, in my opinion, and I'll probably do a review on that movie later on down the road. Mr. Richard Lawson, countless TV shows, countless movies, most recently seen in the Miss Pat Show playing Terry's father, right alongside the original Aunt Viv. But, and then Miss Debbie Morgan. Miss Debbie Morgan has played in movies such as East Bayou, Love and Basketball, and countless other films and TV shows as well. The rest of these actors and actresses I don't know much about. Now, I will say Miss Taylor Polidor has played in Snowfall. I never watched it. Don't judge me. I guess she's also in a series called Wicked. I had to look that up. I wasn't for sure. And then Mr. Shannon Wallace. I first saw him in DR from Detroit. Yes, I love that show. It's a good show to watch. It's on BT Plus. This movie is, I believe, on Amazon Prime. So if you got Prime, get at it. Go watch it. But I say that to say that a lot of these folks have been in countless films, and some of these folks have not. But they all did an amazing job, in my opinion. Now, I want to start by opening up and telling you what notes I took from the beginning, middle, and the end. In the beginning, it starts off with a bang. We start off with the casket scene. Okay, and I'm sorry to spoil it. If you ain't seen it yet, I'm sorry. You should have been seen it by now. The movie's been out for about a month. But still, go watch it. If you haven't seen it, go watch it, and you can come back and watch this, or you can watch this and then go watch that. You'll learn over time. I spoil some of the movie. I do apologize. Anyway, so we start with the casket scene, where Ava's parents, which once again Clarence and Jean, were I guess hosting his funeral. It sounds so weird to say it that way, but that's basically what they were doing. They were hosting his service for his funeral, for Cody's funeral, and Ursula's character Linda didn't like what Clarence was saying about her son. So all hell breaks loose, and which I'll put a small clip right here.
I'm not taking this.
Miss Linda.
Shut up! You said that your daddy was going to say something good about my boy, but I knew I shouldn't have believed you.
And as from that clip, you guys can see, like, she wasn't having it. Now, I can say some of the stuff he was saying is probably he could have done without saying, whatever, but she blew up for no reason. It seems to me, though, the mother is the reason why her boys might be a little cuckoo. Aside from Morris seems like he has a little bit of common sense, and that he's got somewhat of a good head on his shoulders. But the rest of them, they all cuckoo birds. It is what it is. In lack of terms, Linda's a bitch. Okay? So, after the funeral situation, shindig happened, they leave. And Ava tries to, get Dallas to come home because she goes to go find her man, and he at her mama house. But he acting all assholish with her, don't want to give her, just being a butthole. And he ends up going to the bar with his brothers. She goes to try to get him from the bar, like, you got work tomorrow, blah, 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 blah. And he got a weirdo brother. You don't need this job. Can't stand people like that. And I'm gonna put that little clip in there too, his little raggedy little braids he got. Anyway, Morris is like, no, Dallas, you need to go home. You gotta go to work. Time to go. So they leave. Ava leaves out. She runs into, I believe Benji's technically her ex, but basically she runs into an old crush, if you will. And her and Benji were talking. Dallas didn't like that, so Dallas was, ready to get rowdy and try to put hands on him until the white man came out and was like, "Y'all got to go, get off my property." But because Dallas is just being so disrespectful, and snatched the keys from Ava, want to drive while he drunk, that Morris had to put the paws on him. You know what I'm saying? So we seeing from the beginning how Dallas is. Like, okay, you just angry at the world for whatever reason. You the definition of misery loves company. Well, at a point in time in the movie, Dallas has a breakdown in the kitchen with Ava. He's crying and all this. He's telling her he ain't no good. He ain't no good man. He ain't shit. And Ava's like, yes, you are. Yes, you are. You just got to see the light, blah, 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 blah. Trying to speak life into this man. Instead of just like, I'm sorry. I had to make sure my mic was still going. Instead of just like being like, nah, I'm good. She was like, I'm going to try to stick it out with you. Well, he basically, spoiler alert, he basically tells Ava that he killed his daddy. Basically, he tells her that. And she's sitting there confuggled, and everything else. And then also further down the line, there's a scene where I believe Rona makes a comparison to how Ava in her early childhood days, she attempted to say rescue a mean cat, right? She basically compares Dallas to the mean cat that Ava tried to rescue. And basically telling Ava, like, you see where that got you. Leave him alone. He's not gonna mean you no good. I just want to know how they got this far. Like, was he always like that though? You know what I'm saying? Or was this just over time it got worse? Now, there is a scene where Dallas leaves Ava at the house. They go into a couple's dinner with Jim and Rona, and Dallas leaves Ava. And I will put a small little clip of that in here at some point, probably right now.
Take it easy, Dallas.
Gotcha. Thank you.
How you doing?
Thank you.
He leaves her. She finally gets to the restaurant. Ava's more passive, but Rona's like on it, and Rona's on his tail. Okay. I hope that didn't interrupt my. A second. Let me make sure this is still going.
I'm about to flip over this fucking table.
Right, please. I want a divorce. We don't have no kids, so this should be easy.
What?
Okay? You can keep the house because your parents gave us a down payment, and I don't want to hear their motherfucking mouths, okay? I'm not paying any alimony. You got a good job at the motherfucking bank. I got a lawyer look over the papers already. Get somebody to get down there and look at it. Sign the damn papers, Ava. What the fuck y'all looking at?
Good on time, y'all. I'm trying to make this like 25 minutes. Anyway, so basically they get to a point where, as you've seen in the clip, he want a divorce. Basically, he done. He don't want no more. He done. So Ava's all distraught. Whatever. She goes through the motions that most people go through: heartache, heartbreak, and then her dad's like, "Bring yourself together, baby." Now, when you watch the movie, it's certain things I'm not gonna tell y'all. I just want y'all to go watch it. There are some things that happen in between the divorce, him wanting a divorce, and her going to go stay with her parents, her mama reading this letter to Rona wrote, and so forth and so forth, to Dallas killing animals, to Dallas and Benji ended up fighting, Ava. It's just so much going on with them. Like I said, I want you guys to watch the movie. I don't want to give away too much of the movie because then you're not gonna watch it. Now, Clarence, Ava's father, he wanted Ava to be with Benji so bad, okay? And me personally, I feel like her daddy was doing a little too much with that situation. He should have backed off and let his daughter heal the right way. Just like I feel like Benji should have, he the one who told Ava she needed to heal before they started to mess around. And it seemed like to me, he just jumped ship after she kept throwing the coochie at him. But and I could be wrong. Maybe there was a time lapse and Tyler just didn't put in there like this is a time lapse. This is how much time has passed. But there's a scene as y'all seen in the beginning of the movie. Excuse me. There's a scene as y'all seen in the beginning of this podcast that I'm gonna replay one more time for y'all because it's funny as hell. I'm gonna play it right now.
Do you want to lose your job, bitch?
Nigga, I don't give a fuck about this job. You need to get the fuck out. Leave, bounce, go.
Okay, so during that scene, I was dying laughing, and I'm gonna see if I can find my clips to when I was dying laughing. But I was in there cracking up about that. But anyway, after that, they show them going to the sign the papers to get a divorce, blah blah blah. He's mad because she signed the papers. Like, bro, you asked for the divorce. Why you mad? So they get the divorce, whatever, and he just starts stalking her at this point. To me, Dallas gave I want to die vibes. Like he gave me, he wanted to put out his misery vibes. Like it seemed like he just wasn't happy on Earth anymore. Like that's you know you look at people tell they just not happy where they are, and it just seemed like that's what it was because he was stalking her, stalked her mama, put his hands on her mama to the point where it got to the point where he was just doing way too much. Okay. After he did all that little stalking and get beat up by Benji and Ava because they both beat him up if you want to get real. Like I said, he put his hands on her mama. Clarence found out. Clarence was like, "Oh hell to the no! You ain't touching my wife. You lost your mind." So Clarence goes, go do his little thug thizzle. Something happens to Clarence. I'm not gonna say what. Go watch the movie and find out. Something happens to Clarence. But before that, Ava's mama Jean called and was like, "Y'all need to get to him. They gonna kill him. They gonna kill him." So by the time Ava and Benji get to Dallas's mama house, they see what happened, right? And Ava like, all right, enough is enough. You didn't put your hands on my mama. You didn't put your hands on my daddy. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. You didn't do it. So she knows that he's coming. There's something she does in the movie that lets so he coming to the crib. Dallas gets to the house. He trying to intimidate her by pulling out a gun, trying to make her feel like he gonna do something to her, right? So Ava, she with the shits at this point because she tired of his shit. So she provokes him good enough for him to start putting his hands on her. He puts her hands on her. One thing leads to another. And as I like to always say, spoiler alert. Fast forward if you don't want to hear this part. I want to say skip maybe to the 2-3 minute mark. But Ava ends up killing Dallas. And I mean, blow that boy back. Boof. And you ask me, he had it coming. Okay? He had it coming. So, in my opinion, the movie was good. I do feel like there was some loose ends that I would have loved to see be filled so we can have a little bit more clarity on the time frame and what was, but overall to me it was a good movie. I think that people don't like Tyler Perry for unknown reasons. So they automatically want to just throw his movies underneath the crab barrel, but to me it was a good movie. As I've told y'all in between how I felt about certain situations and certain things, like I said, I'm not going to give you every detail about the movie because I do want you guys to go watch it and enjoy it. Me, I would give this movie an 8.2 out of 10 because I will definitely go back and rewatch it. And I probably might rewatch it this weekend just because I did enjoy the movie. And I also want to rewatch it so I can maybe go back and double check and see if there was things that I might have missed, that I might not have seen. But I want you guys to go watch the movie. Give me your honest opinion on the movie. Me personally, I feel like all them characters had played a part in their own demise, their own issues. Dallas, I feel like was the focal point of the movie, but some people like to say that black men are painted in a bad light, and I don't think that that's 100% true. I feel like that people can't accept the truth, and they like, oh, Tyler Perry paints black men or black women in a bad light. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think that he paints the truth about how some people just naturally are, no matter the skin color. And I think that he just likes employing his black people So of course he's going to give them these roles and get them working and getting them this money. But I want to know if this wouldn't have been a Tyler Perry film and maybe a Spike Lee film or a Quentin Tarantino film, would you guys have still feel the same? Would you guys have still feel like that they were depicting a black man the wrong way, or what I'm saying? Would y'all still had disrespected the movies? Would y'all still have felt the way y'all felt? Because it's a lot of people that I know on my Facebook, and I'm talking about people I know on my Facebook that was talking bad about the movie, but then there's people on there that was also saying good things about it. Same thing with Mia Coppola. There was people that was talking trash about Mia Coppola, but overall, it had some memorable moments in it. Cause my hands down, my favorite part is, do you want to keep your job, bitch? I don't care what nobody say. That part was hilarious. Okay, and of course, her hitting with the comeback. I don't give a fuck about this job, nigga. That's some real black people shit. That's some shit that we really be wanting to say at work. And then just how Clarence was as a father. Like I said, I don't agree with him pushing Benji and Ava like he was. I didn't agree with that. I felt like that was wrong. He should have let his daughter heal from her divorce, heal from, the trauma, all that. The quickest way to get over one man's getting underneath a new one. That I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. No. I do like the fact that her parents did say that they feel like they kind of neglected her in a way, and they feel like that's what led her to Dallas. But at the same time, we don't know how Dallas really was, because he might not have been like that from the jump. He might have been open and loving and caring, and he might have just went downhill from all the trauma he went through as a child, and consistently having a mother who just clearly don't know how to show you the right way to love. And honestly, I feel like had Dallas not been around his mama and his family like that, I feel like he would have been a different man. Had he spent a lot of time away from them and maybe more time around the right group of people, because Jim seemed like the right type of man too, but I feel like he just didn't have enough of that around him to break him from that. And I also feel like had Morris spoke up and stepped up and been like, mama, you wrong, this is not how, this not it, that's not how you gonna do your boys, I feel like that they all would have turned out differently. I really do. But once again, this has been Tay with another movie break. If you made it this far, I want to say thank you, and I appreciate everyone who's viewing it. I'm trying to get, like I said, I'm at like 32 subscribers, whatever. I'm trying to see if I can at least get to 100, maybe 500 by the end of this year. So if you could tell somebody to tell somebody to have somebody to tell somebody to subscribe, and tell me what other movie I want me to review. Tell me what movie I want me to watch, and I will, like I said, these are going to get better as time goes by. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do these. But yeah, tell me what movie you want me to watch next, and I appreciate you guys for watching. Have peace, love, and joy. This has been another movie break. Peace out.
Do you want to lose your job, bitch?